The second segment for our discussion, I wanted to ask you, because we are at the cusp of 2021, and I wanted to ask you, you have spent a lot of time in the technology companies, you have spent time in the banking financial companies as well, you spent time in the solutions part of it, and also in the AI and the data science part of it. So I wanted to ask you, what are the key trends that you see in the data science and AI world in 2021? Considering the kind of year that we had in 2020 with all the pandemic and all those things that happened. So what are the key trends that you see for 2021?
Yeah, I think this pandemic has a lot of bad impact on our economy, global economy, on our lives, on everything. Okay, so it is good. But one good thing that I can see is there will be a lot of focus on the digital world. Okay. After this pandemic and digital technologies definitely, and also one of the domain which is going to be a booming domain, or people are going to invest a lot in this domain, is the digital healthcare industry. Okay. So because it has been already proved that probably we are not only countries like India or the developing countries, but even the developed countries or the superpowers that we call. So they are also not equipped with dealing with such kind of a pandemic, or even a biohazard. Okay, so this pandemic and biohazard has a lot of similarities, right?
Yeah.
So if there is a bio attack, okay, or kind of thing, so we are not prepared for doing that. Okay. And for that, we actually require a great preparation, okay, in terms of, and digital technologies are going to help a lot. In fact, it is only the digital technology that can help us to deal with such kind of a pandemic or such kind of a bio attack
in such large scale
in the future. Okay, so there will be huge focus on digital technologies. And also what we have seen is now it has been proved that it is possible to render many of our services digitally to the customers, right? So it is across the domains, right?
Yep.
And people will try to explore that. Okay. So this virtual world is going to get a great traction in coming years. So everywhere it will be virtual. Okay, and you will see people will love to use those kind of services. In fact, it will be I mean, if you cannot do it virtually, that means your business will be extinguished. Okay.
Yes.
So although there will be options wherein you can do physical things, but you should keep a virtual channel also ready for that, because people will expect that. So these are some of the trends that can be seen, but again,
and specifically in the world of data science and AI,
and specifically on the world of data science and AI. So data science and AI adoption into different industries are increasing. Okay, so it is increasing even in the pandemic also. Whatever applications that you see, which are basically either to cater to your business during the pandemic, or some of the services which are basically actually to deal with the pandemic itself. These are all powered by AI and all those things. So whether it is even your drug research and whatever vaccine research are going on, those are also powered by AI. Otherwise, it will not be possible to get a vaccine in 1 year. Okay, so you have to do half of the thing in simulated environment using AI. Okay, then only you come to a stage where you can do a animal trial and a human trial kind of thing. Okay, so why it took normally takes 15 years, 20 years to develop a vaccine is basically it is step by step. They will do it without doing any kind of simulation, right? So now they are doing it in a couple of months in a simulated environment. Okay, so and these are AI powered, right? So yeah, behind the scene, I mean, AI is being used in many areas, and definitely adoption is going to be part of the city. It's the need of the day. So you cannot avoid it. I mean, you will have to play AI, analytics, predictive, this, that, and all those things will be.
Do you think it is already matured? that we have already spent a lot of time in analytics and data science, that 2021 will not give enough opportunities to newcomers? Do you think
No,
that
I
kind of?
don't think so. No,
Okay.
I don't think so. In fact, I mean, uh, in AI and data science, when it comes to building use cases, we are just scratching the surface. Okay, so there are many things yet to be done. Okay,
Okay.
each and every mobile application, whatever application you build, there are scope for AI and machine learning. Each and every enterprise application that you are building, there is a scope for AI. Okay, and that's why in the newer version of any enterprise applications you see, okay, whatever it is, I mean, you see Salesforce, you see any big ERP systems, any other this thing, CRM systems, any other system, everywhere. Now that in the latest version of those applications, these are all AI powered. Okay,
Okay.
and in the coming versions, again, they will put more and more AI elements into it, because AI is something which will give you that cognitive element, that intelligence into your applications, and this intelligence is going to increase every day. And to cater to this kind of a demand, okay, you will require professionals in the market. So definitely, it is not a saturated field wherein, I mean, data scientists already we have got enough data scientists or enough this, more data scientists will not get job. No, actually, in fact, it is the other way. So still the adoption is very slow. Okay,
Okay.
at least in India, we can see there is a huge scope. I can tell you. Okay, probably some other technologies also come along with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that nobody can say. But as a whole, the data science field has a huge scope. There is no doubt about it. And it's not only my thing. You ask any expert, they'll tell you the same thing.
One question on that. So in terms of skill trend in 2021, what are the skills within data science and AI that would remain very hot?
I mean, these are, I mean, see, machine learning, deep learning,
Okay.
and which is actually a part of the machine learning only. Deep learning is a sub-vertical of machine learning. NLP, okay, RPA. So these are some areas which are going to be definitely hot.
In demand.
And apart from that, also, as I told you, like there could be some new things it will come, because there are new tools are coming, right? New packages are coming. So TensorFlow, I mean, now it is very hot. Okay, so
Yeah.
if you go back to 7-8 years, when we started doing that, at that point of time, TensorFlow was not there. Okay?
Yeah.
So we used either scikit-learn or PyTorch or some other packages kind of thing. And before that, those packages were also not there. So now TensorFlow itself is a skill, right? So already it is a language for doing that. It is a package basically. But in the market, people are looking for TensorFlow skills. So people who have worked extensively on TensorFlow. So new things will keep coming, but the technology-wise, it is going to be there, and it is going to be widespread.
Okay, very good, very good. One last question, Mr. Utpal, for you. In terms of open AI and automation in AI world, do you think there would be lesser number of people required, even though adoption of AI will increase? Do you think that kind of thing would happen, that there'll be more and more automation in next year?
That is going to be there. So any technology, okay. So there will be initially there will be more of like indigenously developed things you'll have to do, but going forward there will be big companies like Microsoft, Google, this thing. They will provide more and more services through a lot of APIs, a lot of these things and all. But at the same time, for building a enterprise level application or something very critical, definitely you require people, okay, who understands the field, who knows how to do that code, how to tune that model, how to train that model with your own data. So that is very important. So although there will be a lot of automated things wherein you can directly use those in your applications, but still there will be a huge demand of people who actually can do coding, can actually build models very specific to their particular requirement and do that. So I think it will be both. So for those also you require people, right? So if you are going to use something that open kind of things wherein you just call an API and do it, it is not just a calling API. Okay, so you need to write a lot of things on top of that, and you need to understand also. Okay, while calling that API and do that, because that is a small part of the entire application. So the demand will be for both these things, but as they hold the entire field is like that. I'll give you a very classic example. So if you want to build a normal personal website or a website for a small company, so you have got hundreds of options in the internet only. With a couple of clicks, you can do it, right? But if you right, so if you want to build an enterprise level website for your enterprise, so definitely you require experts who will be working for probably years to build that this thing, right? So that is the same case for AI.
So which also means, Mr. Utpal, you're saying that a lot of small and medium-sized businesses will start adopting data science and start adopting analytics and bit of AI as well. Is what you're trying to say?
Yes, already they have started. So in the MSME world, a lot of fintechs are doing good business in the MSME world. Okay, so they are now probably they are going to be one of the biggest adoption level will be going to be the highest. They are going forward. That's what I'm expecting. Okay? So almost everything, and also I know companies who are giving services to very conventional kind of business. Okay, so probably manufacturing wares, okay, or manufacturing pipes, okay, manufacturing some plastic items and all those things. They are also now digitized, right? So they are collecting their data and all those things, and they also want to know the insights from their data so that they can take some decision. They can build strategies, or they can do things in a smarter way. And there are small companies in this AI world. They are just giving them services. It's not a full-time service kind of a thing. So probably twice in a year they churn out their data and they give some valuable insights. Okay, and it is just connecting to their data sources and doing some analytics work, running some visualization tool and giving them. So that's what I mean. I know personally there are companies who are doing this kind of work, and that indicates that the penetration of AI is not only to the big enterprises, okay, but it has gone till the small factories, basically, in the rural area or something like that. It is going already, and in coming couple of years, you will see like adoption is going to be great.
I mean, very truly said, because everybody is using digital technologies to manage their own data. Everything is coming into computers and software. So even the MSC, the small MSME, the small and the medium-sized businesses will start generating huge amount of data, and then with very short span of time, they'll start realizing the importance of making decisions using data. Mr. Utpal, it was great having you here. It was a pleasure as well as an honor, and thanks for a free-willing talk and giving us an insight on what to expect in 2021 in the digital and specifically in data science and AI world. Great having you here, Mr. Utpal. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.